What up, peeps? We here again, AJT.
Hey, me.
Today we're doing a Christian tag. It's about 20 questions, just about us being able to share our faith and share our testimony. Which transitions into the first question: what is your testimony? Who were you before Christ, and who are you now? My testimony is I was raised in the church all my life. So all my life I was taught early about Jesus and about God and about how Jesus came and died for our sins. And so who I was before Christ, before Christ I was someone who went to church and believed in Christ, but like what I am now is I understand what Christ did for me. I understand the gospel. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I was ever someone who was ever like outside of the faith, but it came a point in time when I began to actually understand what Jesus did for me. Why it was so symbolic for him to be crucified on the cross.
Yeah. And same with me. I grew up in the church and I was born and raised knowing God, but there was a point in my life when I was 9 when I actually professed to believe in God and knowing that the gospel actually applied to my life. And so at that point was my pivot. That was my kind of changing point or turn in my life where I actually started following Christ. And then before then I could just remember that I just, wanted to be like everybody. I kind of felt the pressure of blending in or being like other people. But now, as a believer, I honestly feel liberated to live freely and according to the identity that Christ gave me, not according to what I compare myself to daily.
So yeah, if y'all keep things looking nice, because we're giving each other like 45 seconds to answer these questions, so this video is like 2 hours long. But yeah, so the next question is, what is your favorite Bible verse? Why? What does it mean to you? So my favorite Bible verse is Galatians 2:20. In summary, it basically is that it's no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. Because of Jesus' crucifixion, I'm also crucified. So for me, it lets me know that this journey it was not just something that Jesus did by himself. Me being a believer, being a follower of him, is also my journey too. And I have to die daily with the understanding of what Jesus already did for me. Go ahead.
My favorite verse would probably be Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that verse a lot of times is taken out of context, but from the way that it's actually written, it's actually Paul saying, in every state that I'm in, everything that I do, I'm enabled to do all things. I'm enabled to live, and it's by the one who lives in me. That's Jesus. That is the Holy Spirit who operates inside of us. And so that scripture just reminds me that I'm enabled and I am empowered to live for Christ in everything that I do. Alright, number 3. What denomination are you? What are your beliefs on denominations in the church?
Denomination I am. I was raised Baptist. But what are my beliefs on denomination in church? I think I have no problem, with the different people who was raised AME, people was raised Methodist. I think everything boils down to the gospel, boils down to believing in Christ Jesus and believing that and understanding that what he did for us was so symbolic and so significant. Him dying on the cross and him being raised on the 3rd day with all power. So whatever denomination you claim, if you don't believe in the gospel, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, agreed. Same. We're currently non-denominational, but we're not denominational.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, we grew up Baptist, but we don't necessarily claim to be a denomination per se.
Right. Yeah.
We love Jesus.
Yeah. Like, we're both raised Baptist, but that doesn't hinder us from being able to fellowship with people who wasn't.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
All right. So, what is your favorite Christian song or hymn and why?
Go ahead.
My favorite Christian song hymn would be Amazing Grace. And I think it just simply explains the gospel. It explains the basics of our faith. It was grace that saved me when I once was lost. But right now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. And it's a sweet message. So that song in and of itself just is beautiful.
My favorite song, if you know me, I'm old school. I love old school. So my favorite would be this old school song that's called "Come On in the Room." Come on in the room. But yeah, I love that song because it's a story. It's a story, but it paints a picture of just the not only the faith the faith in this story, but also how powerful God is. In this particular moment right here. So if you haven't heard the song, please listen to the song. I love the song. It's an old school song. It's a 35-minute long song, but I love the song.
Alright, so the next is, what is your favorite Christian book besides the Bible?
Mine would be this book right here, The Passion of Jesus Christ by John Piper. JC, sorry, my fault, Jesus. The Passion of JC. By John Piper. It's basically 50 reasons why Jesus died for us. So it gives us different reasons why Jesus died for us. Because I think sometimes as believers, like we may start to believe the gospel is stagnant, and the gospel is Jesus died for, he died for our sins and he rose again. But it's so much more than that. It's so much powerful than that. So this book, it kind of reminds you of more like it can kind of get you a renewing of why Jesus died for us in different ways.
Yeah. I would say my favorite book my favorite author is Priscilla Shire, and I love all of her books. The one that I'm currently reading by her now is called Fervent, and it's a book of prayer.
I bought that.
So if you've ever seen War Room, then that book derives from that movie. So I'm excited to read it because it's very encouraging. It's very inspirational as far as going deeper in your prayer life, being strategically prayerful in everything that you do. So yeah. Next question, what is your favorite book in the Bible?
Ooh, favorite book in the Bible. I couldn't name like 30, but I'm just gonna say James. But I love James, but there's so many books in the Bible that I love. First Peter, Galatians, of course the Gospels, Timothy, I mean some of the Old Testament ones, Ecclesiastes, Proverbs, about good, Nahum's good. It's so many good, Obadiah. It's so many good books in the Bible and the Old Testament too. But I'm just gonna say James, because James is amazing. James, the whole book of James is amazing.
My favorite book would probably be Habakkuk, and I say that because if you're struggling with the presidency, now I love the book because it's a book all about faith and living by faith, and not just saying you have faith, but living by it, living in faith. So if you're struggling with the presidency now, a lot of people struggle when the 45th president was declared. A lot of people are struggling now with seeing the church and its demise, or seeing the church like falling apart and people not being committed to the faith. A lot of people are struggling with seeing false prophets, or people are preaching a false message. If you're struggling with any of that, Habakkuk is your book.
Yeah, I don't see how people can say the Bible is outdated.
It's definitely not outdated.
It's not. Definitely. Next question. What is your favorite thing about your church? I mean, so many different things I love about my church, family life. But I would say, oh my gosh, I love the teaching. I love the praise worship team. But I love the fact that we do life with each other. The name speaks for itself. Family life. Like, we're a family and we do life with each other. And one main way we do it is through small groups. The small groups, we're able to build relationships with other members. We are a church. We are a relational church. It takes away like us just coming together on Sundays and hey, bye, see you next week. But through small groups, we're able to form relationships with these people, with our family. We're doing life together.
Yeah. And then another thing I like about our church is the flow of worship. So we are used to traditional settings where you go by a certain program and you do things a certain way, but our church is very unorthodox. and I like that flow because we don't allow a program or a set way of doing things to hinder worship, which is so freeing. Whenever we feel like it's time to worship, like praise and worship can go on for 15 minutes, but if there's a song that, you know, the worship leader is led to sing and the congregation is feeling it, like we keep going. But you know, of course, it's not like super long, or you know, I don't know, everybody loves it. It's great.
Yeah, and also the teaching, like we teach the whole Bible.
Yeah.
The whole Bible. I'm just believing that we teach the whole Bible. Next question is, what do you feel is the biggest struggle in church today? I think the biggest struggle in church today may be 1 Corinthians 12. The body of Christ. I think many people in the body of Christ are doing too much. And that's because not every member is playing a part in the church. We all have a part to play in the local church. So like it's so important for us as believers of Christ to be a part of not only a local church but be involved in the local church. That's the biggest struggle today. People, they're tired, they're exhausted. They're tired and exhausted because they're not everyone isn't serving.
I was gonna let you take it.
Oh, you're gonna take the whole oh wow. Okay, but yeah, let me say the same thing?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, what he said was, go let him take my
45 seconds. So you gotta go. You gotta be ready. It's so important. We can't stress this enough. We can't stress this enough. How important it is for if you are a believer to be a part of a local church, and not only that, to actually be a servant in the local church. It's so important because the body suffers when you don't play a part. People they miss out on the blessing that you have to give them. Yeah. If you're not serving in the local church. So
you're missing out on something you could be blessed by.
So much. So one, be a part of a local church, please. And number two, serve. Yeah. Serve. I don't think you understand like how much of a blessing
in the church's sanctification.
And it doesn't matter what you do. Media, choir, pastor, mopping the floors, whatever you do, you're a blessing to the people.
Administrative.
Please, if you don't understand anything else that we say,
creativity, art.
If you don't get anything else from this vlog, know that you play an important part to
as a believer.
Church, a local part. You play a local part. A important part. Next question.
How do you openly share your faith? I have a blog.
Not Your Average Girl.
And it's called Not Your Average Girl, and my website is notyouraverageGirl.org. That is primarily my focus, like on the side, besides like just my relationship with people in person. But I do a lot of my blogs around like scripture, and I do weekly studies, and I post on all of my social media pages, and it's something that I love doing because it encourages me to continue to read and continue to grow. So that is what I do to kind of share my faith. Oh, and besides just building relationships with people, and as I'm led to talk to them about my faith, I do that. But yeah.
NYAG, that's me, because she's AJT me. You get it? I don't have a blog. I don't have a blog myself. But how to open to my faith? I've been blessed to be able to be an extrovert and be able to talk to people without boundaries, to be able to just talk and have fun with people. And through my laughs and through my jokiness and through my humor, I'm able to break down barriers. And through that, I can change the conversation up, change the conversation up, and be able to share my faith and tell people like who I am and why I'm believing. And also I think also like I have shirts that I wear that are scripture based, or like it has something to do about Jesus or God. And people, they may ask like what your shirt means. That's a quick way that this right here. Like Jesus sent a family on mission.
Shout out to Midtown.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so I can wear that shirt in public, and people they may want to know like what this shirt is about. Sharing your faith, just like that.
Yeah.